In the fast-changing world of digital money, some names come and go, while others become landmarks. Ethereum is one of those landmarks. It began as an idea and has evolved into a global network where people can develop programs, transfer value, and create innovative services without relying on banks or large corporations. Now, with Ethereum 3.0 approaching, we are looking at another important step. This upgrade is more than a technical change written by engineers. It is a community effort aimed at making the system faster, cheaper, and easier for everyday people to use. The meaning of the future of money can sound abstract, but it comes down to simple things: how fast value moves, who controls it, and how fair the rules are for everyone. Today, many cross-border payments are slow and costly, and contracts often require intermediaries and long waits. Ethereum's approach has been to use code as a neutral third party, enforcing agreements fairly and transparently. Ethereum 3.0 tries to bring that idea into everyday life by making the network more capable of handling ordinary transactions and more friendly to people who are not technical experts. This upgrade is significant because it aims to eliminate friction. If sending value can feel as simple as sending a message, and building a useful app does not require enormous technical work, more people will benefit. Ethereum 3.0 focuses on clarity and practical improvements so that blockchain tools move from experimental to useful for many more people. It is a step toward broader access and a fairer digital future. Rise and background of Ethereum. Ethereum began in 2015 with a simple but powerful idea: build a decentralized platform that can run programs exactly as written without needing a central authority. These programs, called smart contracts, let people set rules and have the code enforce them automatically. That idea opened the door to decentralized applications, or dApps, that could handle money, ownership, voting, and more. At first, developers and hobbyists experimented with small projects that showed what was possible. As the ecosystem grew, so use cases expanded quickly. Developers created decentralized finance systems that offer loans, savings, and trading without traditional banks. Creators began to use token systems to sell art and music directly to fans. Communities found new ways to fund projects and make collective decisions without relying on a single leader. Ethereum became popular because it combined technical flexibility with a growing community that shared tools and best practices. Growth exposed limits in the original design. Congestion, rising costs, and environmental concerns pushed the community to improve the protocol. A major milestone was the transition from proof of work to proof of stake, which significantly reduced energy consumption and made the network more efficient. That shift proved that Ethereum could change itself in response to real needs. Each upgrade taught valuable lessons and set the stage for more significant changes. The history of Ethereum is a story of learning and adaptation. Every major change has been guided by community debate and careful testing. Ethereum 3.0 draws on this history, aiming to preserve the values of openness and decentralization while solving practical problems so that more people can join and benefit. Problems and upgrades. As Ethereum became more popular, practical problems emerged. One clear issue was congestion. When many users interact with the network at the same time, transactions can pile up and confirmation times increase. Congestion also drove up gas fees, the amounts users pay to process transactions and run smart contracts. At peak times, fees could rise so high that simple operations became expensive, making the platform less practical for everyday use. In another challenge, managing private keys and seed phrases can be intimidating for new users. A forgotten key often means permanent loss of funds, and confusing interfaces can lead to mistakes. Developers face limits too. Complex dApps that required many blockchain operations could become costly to run, slowing innovation. Testing new ideas also required careful work to avoid exposing real users to risk. Ethereum 3.0 aims to tackle these problems on multiple fronts. The upgrade seeks to increase capacity so the network can handle far more transactions at once, and to make fees more predictable and lower for routine activities. It also focuses on the user side. Wallets and onboarding processes are being redesigned to be clearer and safer, reducing the chance of user error. For developers, better testing environments and standard libraries will help reduce bugs and speed development. Upgrading a global network is delicate work. Ethereum 3.0 includes staged rollouts, public testnets, and broad community review, so issues can be found and fixed before affecting real users. This cautious approach balances the need for progress with the importance of safety and reliability. Upgrade on technology. Ethereum 3.0 brings several technical changes that together reshape how the network works, yet each can be explained in simple terms. One of the key ideas is sharding. Imagine a busy road with a single lane. Sharding is like adding more lanes so more cars can travel at the same time. In blockchain terms, sharding splits the network into smaller pieces, or shards, where many transactions can be processed in parallel. This increases total capacity without forcing every node to process every transaction. Layer 2 solutions are another important element. These systems handle many transactions off the main chain and settle their results later on the base layer. By moving routine work off-chain, Layer 2 systems greatly reduce fees and speed up the user experience. Ethereum 3.0 integrates these patterns more closely so that switching between layers feels smoother and more reliable for users and developers. The Ethereum virtual machine, the environment that runs smart contracts, will also become more efficient. Contracts will execute faster and at lower cost, enabling richer applications such as complex financial instruments, collaborative platforms, or games that previously would have been too expensive to run. Improvements in developer tooling, such as better libraries, safer programming patterns, and improved testing frameworks will make it easier to write correct, secure code. Ethereum 3.0 also prepares the network for the future. Research on quantum-resistant cryptography aims to protect data against extremely powerful future computers, and cross-chain compatibility work helps Ethereum communicate with other blockchains. Together, these changes create a foundation that is faster, cheaper, and more flexible, while keeping decentralization and security at the center. A faster, fairer digital economy. The heart of Ethereum 3.0 is making the digital economy work for more people. Speed and lower costs are not just technical wins, they unlock real-world uses that were previously impractical. When transactions become cheap and nearly instant, small payments become feasible. People could pay a few cents for an article, a short video, or a microservice without fees eating all of the payment. This enables new business models, allowing creators and small vendors to earn directly from many customers. Lower barriers also help small businesses and people in underserved regions. Many people worldwide have smartphones, but no reliable bank account. A fast, low-cost blockchain lets these users join markets and accept payments without expensive infrastructure. Remittances could arrive faster and with lower fees, which matters to families relying on money sent from abroad. The practical benefits of a cheaper, faster payments layer add up to a fairer system where access depends less on geography or traditional banking. At the same time, a faster economy encourages experimentation. New marketplaces, community currencies, and user-owned platforms can emerge. Ethereum 3.0 makes it easier for people to trade, share, and innovate together, and it opens more paths for small entrepreneurs and creators to participate in the global economy. This shift toward inclusivity can reshape everyday commerce and create opportunities for many. Security and trust. Trust is the currency on which any financial system depends. Aims to strengthen that trust with focused improvements. Security upgrades include more robust validation processes and better ways to detect and prevent attacks. The network design seeks to reduce single points of failure and make it harder for bad actors to manipulate transactions. Improved consensus mechanisms and refined staking models help align incentives so that validators are rewarded for honest behavior and penalized for misconduct. Developer tools also play a major role in building trust. Clearer standards, standardized libraries, and stronger code review practices reduce the chance that a simple mistake becomes a costly exploit. Automated testing, formal verification, and improved auditing tools make it easier to catch problems before they affect users. These measures help both new and experienced developers ship safer code faster, and they lower the risk bugs will lead to lost funds or broken services. Transparency and community governance add another layer of confidence. The Ethereum community values open discussion and peer review. Ethereum 3.0 continues this approach by providing public test networks and detailed documentation of planned changes. At the same time, privacy options are being explored to let users control what they reveal while preserving the benefits of a public ledger for accountability. In practice, these features will give people choices about privacy without undermining trust. The upgrade also encourages better user-facing safeguards. Wallet providers are developing clearer recovery tools and multi-signature options, and decentralized insurance products and guarded smart contract modules offer extra protection. Cooperation with regulators and institutions can also help establish sensible rules that protect users while allowing innovation to continue. Together, these efforts aim to build a network where people can rely on the system's predictability and safety. Experience and future of Ethereum. Ethereum 3.0 is more than a list of technical changes. It describes how people might use digital services in daily life. Users can expect smoother interactions, transactions that confirm quickly, fees that are reasonable and predictable, and apps that behave more like familiar web services. For developers, the new environment reduces barriers to building complex, user-friendly applications that can scale to global audiences. For businesses, improved capacity and lower costs make it more practical to run digital marketplaces, automate contracts, and manage supply chains transparently. Startups and creators will find it easier to move from experiments to sustainable services. A developer can design a product without constantly worrying that core functions will be priced out by transaction costs. This reduces the gap between small tests and real everyday use. At the same time, end users will benefit from clearer interfaces, better support tools, and more predictable behavior from the services they rely on. Looking to the future, Ethereum will likely continue to evolve. Further upgrades may bring deeper privacy tools, smarter contracts that use verified real-world data safely, and even closer integration with traditional financial systems. Regulatory engagement and user education will remain important to ensure protections without stifling growth. The promise of Ethereum 3.0 is not immediate perfection, but a much stronger, more usable foundation for the future.